The 7th anniversary is over and people kept asking me, when is the saving video going to drop? A lot of people like to sync up when they're saving for when I'm saving, and if you guys don't know, I've been free to play for the past year and it's been pretty harsh. If you guys haven't seen, in my recent video, I got shafted to hell on Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. But that's all part of the game. It's also what makes it fun because you don't know if you're going to get the character or not. Of course, it's devastating when you don't get the character, but you know, it's just part of the cycle, because if you did get the character, you'd feel even better. So having unlimited CC isn't what you want. But ultimately, if you do want characters in the future, you're going to have to save some Chrono Crystals so you are prepared for the festival, which is upcoming. We're just out the anniversary, so the festival isn't for a while. And if you want to know when the festival is, it starts in November, late November at that, and it finishes at the end of December, so pretty much New Year's. So you've got a lot of time to save, right? And assuming we get about 12,000 to 20,000 Chrono Crystals a month, you might think it's more than that, but don't let the anniversary stray your mind. They were just very generous in the 7th anniversary, and not typically during every single month. Normal is between 12,000 and 20,000. So expect about that much every single month. If you started saving at the start of October, you should still be fine for the festival, assuming you don't summon on anything right before the festival. But the reason you need to start saving earlier than later is because it's very likely they are going to drop things that you will like, especially right before the festival. So I'm going to talk about a lot of things you just need to consider. Most of this video is pretty much yap, but I'm pretty much announcing that I'm going to be saving. I have less than 1,000 Chrono Crystals. Like I said, I got shafted to hell on Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. So it's about getting on the board right now, stacking up my Chrono Crystals, and keeping very patient, skipping things that aren't relevant. And right now for me, because it's a Lineage of Evil campaign, this is the green light to say, hey man, saving Saga begins now. I won't be posting a saving Sunday though until we get to about October, maybe late September, because it's just too early. We should be able to get at least 10 weeks in if I start in the end of September going through to November. But yeah, let's have the conversation. Now, before we go into any other topics I have for this video, I need to really set you up for why saving from now is important, even though I said you will be safe from October if you save. But that's only assuming if you skip whatever they drop, and ultimately, we do not know what they're going to drop. So you need to be prepared no matter what. If you are a Lineage of Evil fan, then I guess you're getting caught right now, but you should still have Chrono Crystals given that you didn't die for Ultra Frieza. Regardless, you probably did. But let's just get into why we should be saving from now and not just October. So if we look at 2024, prior to the festival, they dropped bangers. The biggest one that I should point out is Ultra Margin Vegeta. He literally changed the whole game, made the game insufferable, and if you saved your Chrono Crystals, you would have had a higher odd of pulling him and being set from October last year all the way through to the anniversary, if not in the anniversary as well. Ultra Margin Vegeta was pulling crazy stops. Everybody was using him. Him alone should justify the idea that they would drop something crazy, something beautiful, something spectacular prior to the festival to bait all of our Chrono Crystals. Ultra Margin Vegeta being OP is one thing, but Margin Vegeta is a form that people love. I might go as far as saying it's the best Vegeta form we have got in the anime by the masses. It's not my personal favorite. My personal favorite from a writing standpoint is 8 Vegeta. Saiyan Saga Vegeta was pulling out crazy stuff. He was him, main antagonist. But if I was going to summon for a character, Margin Vegeta would be that guy, bruh. He's that. Unfortunately, I do not have him. I got shafted, and that was while saving anyways. But imagine I didn't save. I would have had maybe less than 10k and still got shafted. So is it worse that I spent more and didn't get him? Not necessarily, because you don't know unless you summon. I saved for the precaution, but it just means that the banner was going to be harsh to me anyways, so I didn't have a choice. But in most cases, saving will set you right. So Margin Vegeta, just to point out one. The other one I will mention, because the other Legends Limiteds, I'm not gonna lie, they weren't that great, would be Ultra Turles. Ultra Turles is a unit people have been waiting for years, and he was a very good addition to Powerful Opponent and sagas from the movies. So these two Ultras, it should go without saying that they were trying to increase the bar and get your Chrono Crystals gone before the festival, on top of the fact that they dropped some good characters in the festival. Obviously, that's subjective, but because it's a celebration, people are going to want to summon. But that's only 2024. I think in 2023, they were a lot more baity with it. They literally did not want us to go into the festival with any Chrono Crystals. The pair that they dropped in 2023 before the festival, Pycon and Super Gogeta, alongside Ultra Super Janemba. Come on, bruh. Whole Fusion Reborn campaign right before the festival. Fusion Reborn, Super Gogeta. On top of the fact that he's a revival unit, so he's gonna be good pre-life. Then after that, he's doing good damage. Bro, his animations as well, people love them. Come on, dog. They're really trying to take our Chrono Crystals. If they do anything like that this year, that's rough, buddy. And Janemba, of course, I don't know how I feel about him being an Ultra. It's not whether I like him or not. Really, I feel like that because in hindsight, they screwed his art over. His art could have been so spectacular, easily could have been the best in the game if they put in a bit more effort. But I digress. But it's obviously because we already have Ultra Super Gogeta. So they had to make Gogeta the Legends Limited. They gave us the new revival bait into Super Gogeta and Janemba the Ultra, of course. But these are big drops, you know. They got you. If not you, most people. So you gotta be stacked, man. I'm not even gonna go an extra year in the past. These 2 past years have been enough to tell you that they will drop some decent stuff prior to the festival. And just in case you really want that stuff, you should have some Chrono Crystals on hand prior, not just for the festival. Now, there's something I've been thinking about this whole year, and it's about the way they've been dropping characters and where they've been from. It's been really throwing my mind, right? And I think because it's the 7th year, they've had this plan in motion, but they're doing it very randomly, which is making me very scared and wary for what they will drop in the 2025 festival. Now, I'm going to make a whole video on this separate, but I will mention it now because the guys that care about their Chrono Crystals are here right now. It's the sagas they've been dropping this whole year. Now, my theory is that they're going to drop at least one character from every single saga this year. Now, that doesn't mean every single movie, because if you mention sagas from the movies, there's a bunch of movies that they could include. I'm talking sagas. So if we look at the episodes in the game, right, that's what we're referring to. You open up Legends, you go to characters, you change the filter and you go to episode. That's what I'm talking about. When you do that, you can really see that they've been running through every single one. So I'll show you a screenshot of every single saga they've done so far. Now, I don't think I've missed any, but I did include some just based on some buffs that they've dropped this year. For example, we got the Game Originals tag this year with Charlotte getting an upgrade, a whole platinum equipment, and they brought back Dragon Ball Z Kakarot with the Kakarot Goku. Obviously, that was because of the Daima DLC, but nonetheless, they wanted to prop their game, but Legends got something because of that. That's pretty much the only thing available for Kakarot 2. Now, from what I can see, it's really the earlier arcs of Dragon Ball Super and GT, and they're going to be diving into movies pretty much indirectly because of the cooler drop. So I also just selected that too. But there's only a few things missing, and if I look at the few things missing, it's heavy GT and Dragon Ball Super. And if I start thinking about the festival in that way, it screams Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Gogeta in one way, shape or form. Now, before you guys say, oh, we just got Ultra G4 last year, you're correct. But did we not also get a Vegito in the anniversary last year and then a Vegito again in the festival 2024? Anything is possible in this game, but specifically because it's the 7th year, I feel like they will try to include at least one character from almost every single arc in Dragon Ball. They might not go every single episode, but if they incorporate GT in some way, shape or form, they'll pretty much hit the mark. And I easily see them incorporating movies heavily in the later side of this year. They've already announced Cooler, so they've sprinkled it in a bit, but I think they're going to drop a lot more of that, as they typically do. They did that similarly last year where they dropped Turles, Triku, Broly. I expect them to do the same thing this year. If not that, drop a lot of movies in the festival. So at least for me, this is a big reason to save my Chrono Crystals. I don't know how you guys feel because everybody can have their preferences, but I think movies are the most hyped thing, and I think if they go the GT route, I'm personally a big fan of Super Saiyan 4. I love the way it looks, especially on Goku and Gogeta, and after seeing what Dokkan Battle got with their Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, sign me up, please, today, now. I need it. Now, if we're going to be very honest, this wouldn't be a saving video if I don't address the simple fact of how you can save going forward. A lot of you guys always ask me, how do you have so much CC? Well, right now I don't. I have less than 1,000. But how do I always get so much CC? It's because I hover around 20,000. So this is your base minimum goal. Don't touch any banners until you get to 20,000. 20,000 is the aim. You don't need more than that. You don't need less than that. You just need about 20,000. If you do want to get more than that, it's going to be a bit more difficult. I'll explain why later. Hopefully I don't forget. But mainly 20,000, and the reason is because of the 20,000 Chrono Crystal CC cap. For some reason, the game doesn't let you exchange Chrono Crystals when you are above 20,000 Chrono Crystals from the exchange shop. So for example, if there's a raid, right, you can usually get the Chrono Crystals from the exchange shop, but that's only because you are under 20,000 Chrono Crystals. Once you're above, it doesn't give you the option to. It says you have too many Chrono Crystals. It doesn't give you the option to press it. It's very stupid if I'm being very blunt. They shouldn't do that, but they do. You can buy basically unlimited Chrono Crystals using your credit card or debit card, but when it comes to the exchange shop, which is meant to be playable through PvE, you just can't. So you want to float around 20,000. So what that allows you to do is spend your Chrono Crystals when you can go above it on anything that's around. Maybe get lucky if you do just a quick rotation or 1,000, or you save optimally until you do get to 20,000. It lets you spend, it lets you save, you get the best of both worlds, and you always feel like you're good because you have a good amount of Chrono Crystals if there's a character you desperately like. In my case, I did it for Kefla. I had 20,000. I really wanted Kefla, but I didn't get her. That's just how the game goes sometimes. But in regards to why it's hard to get over 20,000, well, I kind of just already explained, it's based on the 20,000 CC cap. When you are at 20,000, you basically have less options to get Chrono Crystals because the exchange shop is completely wiped as an option to get Chrono Crystals. You won't be able to get Chrono Crystals from the raid, any other exchange shops, dual coins. You can't use those to get Chrono Crystals. So the only place you'll be getting Chrono Crystals from are PvP, TOP, your missions tab, and any events for challenges and first time clears, things like that. But the whole exchange shop is not even a factor for you. So the increase from 20,000 to 30,000 is completely slower than the increase from, let's say, 0 to 20,000. It's at least half as slow, which makes it not worth going up when you could just spend some Chrono Crystals and then, you know, exchange the CC that you were gonna miss out on. At least that's what I do. If you're only interested in like one character, then it's worth it to go above 20,000. But I'm assuming you like more than one thing, so saving this way is the most optimal. And how am I gonna go about it? Just don't open the summon tab. There's nothing there for you. What, master pack tickets? Next thing you know, you're hovering the ultras. Now you're cooked. Next thing you know, you're hovering the new legends limited. Now you're cooked. Bro, just don't open the summon tab. Play PvP, play your TOP, go to the events, and you will be good. It's that simple. You don't need to do more than that. It's a very simple game, and if you just keep that mindset up until something that you care about, you will be good. Well, that's going to be the end of the video. I know a lot of you guys will be joining me on this journey. Not everybody is a part of this journey, but being free to play is not easy, man. And I will be posting a video sometime soon talking about this free to play journey. I've been free to play for a year, and honestly, for the most part, I've enjoyed it, but there's some pros and cons. I want to address it as I've had the full experience, and it's actually changed my mind a lot more than I thought it would. You know, I've always been a quiet and open-minded person, even when I was spending money on the game, but through this year that I haven't, I've actually been able to open my mind up to the game a lot more, and I've been treating the game with a lot more care because of it, versus before you wouldn't have to do that. But of course, that's going to be a separate video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.